That's okay. Let's see. Okay. 16 participants, 4 of those are speakers, 1 of those is me. We're doing well. But it's really always a pleasure to have you guys here. Thank you for joining New York Augmented Reality. And we're happy to have you for another awesome daytime meetup. So typically we meet in the evenings, but we have these daytime meetups so we can introduce you to speakers in New York and beyond. So we have some speakers here from around the world today. So we're really excited to that you joined us and that you're able to make it here on this special day. There's our logo. It's the Statue of Liberty with a HoloLens, the first HoloLens. So first, I want to highlight that next week marks the 1-year anniversary of New York Augmented Reality. Thank you. So we've grown significantly in 1 year, and we hosted over 15 events. And we've grown from less than zero members to over 920, and hopefully we can continue to grow as we keep on hosting these meetups throughout the year. And soon we'll be hosting in-person events as well. So we're really excited about that. Sorry. Next, I want to take a moment to thank Barry Seff. Barry, without you, this meetup wouldn't be possible. If you don't know Barry, he is the father of New York Augmented Reality with all the answers. Barry, I know you're at work, but please introduce yourself for a brief moment.
Yes, I am Barry Seff, and I am privileged to do co-organizing of this meetup with your wonderful host, Andy Agus. I don't even know how to say his name. I'm so good.
Agus.
Yes, there you go. And I have my wonderful lunch here. So thank you for doing this on my lunch break.
Awesome. Thank you, Barry. Host, please admit folks in the waiting room as well so we can continue growing the crowd. Thank you, Barry. It's a pleasure to have you here. Share your LinkedIn information, and if you want to talk about satellites, display optics, or candles, reach out to Barry. And Barry, hopefully we could do a Q&A with you in the future. Today's agenda, we will start with upcoming events and something about NYAR and how we're facilitating connection in the community. Then we have a game called What's in Your Larroque? And then we have speakers of the house, so Sequoia Games, Lynx, and Metalgrass. So it should be a great event. Upcoming events, the Niantic Lightship Global Launch is today at 1 p.m., so that's in 53 minutes. Really exciting event. John Hank, the CEO, will be speaking, and they're going to be releasing the ARDK, so definitely just go from this event to that one, and you'll have a AR-filled day. Tomorrow till Thursday, in-person AWE, but they also have a remote version of it, so you can attend and you can experience AWE from the comfort of your couch or your home office, and there's about 300 speakers, 200 exhibitors, so definitely make your way to AWE this year. I think it will be a great investment. And then next we have the New York Augmented Reality Meetup on November 22nd. So that's going to be an evening meetup, 6:30 p.m. And we have Matthew Roth from Google. He's a UX writer on the Daydream team joining us, as well as Alone, I forgot how to pronounce it, Grinchpoon, I think, from Echo 3D. It's a New York-based 3D hosting solution for models and compression and just really cool stuff. So join that meetup as well. Mark your calendar. Okay, so although AR is very exciting, we realize that there are still a lot of isolated developers and designers behind their rose-colored holographic metas and magic leaps. And they're looking to grow their community. So here's what NYAR is doing to bridge the connection between New York and augmented reality. So we're going to start hosting in-person events. This should be moving. At the beginning of next year, we've spoken to some of the group members, and they said, despite some of the restrictions in the pandemic, they'd be interested in participating. So look out for that. We think it will really help further solidify relationships within the group. So we'll be doing the in-person events. We have a Slack and we have a website for job postings, latest news, and upcoming events. So we'll post the links on the chat so you can join the various ways to connect with the New York augmented reality community after the event. And we also recommend using the chat. So if there's someone that you admire, definitely reach out to them and say hi, and even follow that up with a LinkedIn connection. And we've found that to be very effective ways to continue growing your New York augmented reality community. So now we're up to the game. What's in your lunch? I was supposed to play a song here, but I don't have one. And so the game works. It's simple. So raise your hand in the participants panel. If you're chosen, then share your lunch with the webcam. I'll share my screen with Google Lens, and I'll try to identify your lunch. And if it gets it right, I'm gonna gift you an AR app through the App Store. So I'll choose one and send you it, and you get a one-on-one with Barry Seff. So I know it's very exciting. So please raise your hand if you have lunch and you're willing to participate. We open up the panel. Okay, so we have one person raising their hand, Barry Seff. Okay, so Barry's going to do a one-on-one meditation
with myself,
session with himself.
That's like normal. So welcome.
Okay, hold on. Let me set this up.
I don't know how I can view this. It's kind of.
Oh, Alex is raising his hand. Alex Brock.
Oh, there you go.
Sorry, Barry.
Sorry, Barry.
Disheartened.
Honestly. All right, so
Damn
I'm not
you.
eating lunch.
So
I'm not eating lunch yet, but I'm drinking water.
Okay, that counts. Let's see if it recognizes it. Hold on.
Okay.
Let me try to share my screen with my phone. Oh shoot, wrong one. Hold on. One more.
I've been doing a lot of ML lately, and I've been testing on this water bottle specifically, and sometimes it gets it,
Okay.
and sometimes it doesn't understand because it's a weird shape.
What are we looking for? Water bottle?
Yep.
Okay.
Or like hydro flask or something.
All right. Let's see. I'm just going to do it. This is probably not the best way to do it. Oh, there we go.
Hey,
matches.
lighters.
Sorry, you do not win.
Dang it.
You do not win. Sorry, Alex. You'll get him next time. All right. Would anyone else like to participate? I saw another hand in the audience. Okay, we'll do Barry Seff, and then we'll move on from this segment.
Right. I'm basically done, so
Okay, so I'm trying to find you in the panel here. All right, Barry Seff, what do you got for us? What are we going to recognize?
Can you see my? I'm trying to lift up this food. It's inside of a container, so it makes it more difficult.
No.
But it's clear.
Move it down a little bit. I'm sorry. Move it down. A little more down. No, flip it. Flip it forward. Just show the food.
I'm trying to.
Okay, right there. Let's see. We'll just do it right there. Is that a television?
Yes, we're doing CRT.
Okay. No one won today, but Alex, for participating, I will be sending you an AR app. So thank you so much for joining, and Barry will reach out to you for a one-on-one. So that should be very exciting. Now to move on for the reason you all are here. Was definitely not for that. I will introduce our incredible speakers from today's event. So we have incredible speakers with us tonight, helping push the augmented reality industry forward. Daniel Choi from Sequoia Games, Stan Larroque, the CEO of Lynx, and Ron Mertens from Metalgrass. So we're really excited to learn more about their work tonight. And to get started, we have with us Daniel Choi. Daniel is the CEO of Sequoia Games, a groundbreaking game development studio that fuses the physical and digital world, which is very exciting. After graduating from the University of California at Berkeley, he spent 20 years as a regional executive for Fortune 300 companies, where he led teams of up to 200 employees. Very impressive. Then in 2017, as a world ranked gamer, he took a bold step. He saw an opportunity in the gaming space, left his successful career, and built Sequoia Games to take the technology of today and apply it to the explosive rebirth of old school collectible gaming. It's a decision he appreciates every day. Now he lives his dream. Daniel, you get to live your dream. Incredible. Leading a company with the vision to infuse more fun in the world. Daniel's married to Diana. Seems like an awesome marriage. And they have two sons, Carter and Braden. He enjoys fine dining, cooking, and sports. Thank you, Daniel, for being here.
Thank you. And so I'll show everyone, the thing that we've developed at Sequoia is really more of a look, see, feel type product. It's hard to talk about, so I'll get into that really quickly. But what we've really done is taken some old school, tried and true gaming genres, and we're trying to fuse that with the technology of today. And I call it the Great Divide. The Great Divide is you're either playing 1960s Monopoly or you're on your PS5, and there's this divide, and it's slowly starting to come together. But we're trying to accelerate that. So what I'm going to go ahead is just show you what we've got. Flex NBA, as I'm sharing my phone with you here in just a sec, is our first release, and it's in partnership with the NBA. And what we've done is we've created what's called a battle tile game. So I'm just going to open my regular phone here. This is a live look at my desktop. This is the Chase Center courts, and these are some of our 239 individually hand-drawn pieces of art featuring the top 3 to 4 NBA players from every team. You can see the different styles of the artists, which are really pretty beautiful here. But not only that, it's in a beautiful acrylic sealed, weighted, thick kind of piece. It's called a flexagon. And I don't know if you guys are noticing this with iPhone 13, but every time I move, sometimes the camera jolts around for some reason. I'm trying to fix that, but apologize for any glitchiness there. But hopefully you can see kind of the way we've beautifully sealed this image. We are using the manufacturers of Mattel. These are called FX tiles, which also impact the gameplay. This is a game. And you can see there's cool things like sports drinks and standing ovations and all that cool stuff. You start with a starter kit. This comes with 10 flexagons, has everything that you need in like a board game type setup, which is really neat. But the magic starts to happen when I open our app, which is available on the App Store and Google Play Store. So if I open that up, you should see the app on your screen now. And the first thing I'll do is what this meetup is all about, the middle button, AR viewer. And I'm going to show you that exact same picture that I just showed you, but now through the app. And what you'll see is as I start to hover over each of these tiles, you'll see they start to come to light, to life in augmented reality. And what's really cool is, for example, we've integrated videos, so in-game highlights and instructions and all sorts of things. They all interact with each other. They all are drawn to scale. So if I take, for example, Stephen Curry, and I put him next to Kristaps Porzingis, you can see Porzingis is quite a bit taller because he's 7'3". And what's really neat is they will interact. Again, there is a gameplay element that's kind of on the back here. For those of you who have ever played Pokemon or Magic, this is not a basketball simulator. You're not playing basketball here. So one day we hope to have, your favorite basketball player take on maybe your favorite golfer or favorite football player. And we are looking to expand horizontally. But from this screen, you can share to your social media in the top right corner, whatever you've unboxed. There is an unboxing aspect to these. You don't know which players you're going to get. So there's a high degree of wanting to build your roster the way you want it. Now, in addition to that, we have a roster feature, which is the bottom left button. And in this feature, what's really neat is we've integrated the latest in technology to allow you to register each one of these flexagons to your unique account. So if I hit register your flexagon at the bottom right corner, you're going to see a barcode scanner comes up. And on the back of every single one of these, this code allows me to register this specific Stephen Curry to my account, which means I am the only one in the world that can own this. Nobody can duplicate it, repeat it, counterfeit it. Even if someone stole it, they wouldn't be able to do anything with it, whether it's in game or try to resell it, because we have a unhackable encrypted ledger that basically keeps track of these. And not only can you see a chain of custody from when it left the factory, you can do cool stuff like put badges on these things. Let me show you how that works. And it's all visible through augmented reality, essentially because we know you're the owner of this particular Flexagon. Do you see an MVP floating around this Russell Westbrook? Which, by the way, this one's super rare because he's on the Lakers now. But that MVP is only acquired because I have Russell Westbrook's MVP Flexagon here. Now, do you see this first mint? I'm kind of pointing at it. It's a little coin going around. That first mint is only available if you participated in our first mint, which is now completely sold out. In fact, we're oversold, which is really good news, but our Kickstarter hit target in 27 minutes. We had the average spend $248. We had almost 10% of our buyers spend over $1,000, which is great. We'll be in Walmart here pretty soon in the next 2 weeks, I think, as well as all your favorite retailers. But I can say currently, as far as what's available, we're pretty much done. But what's really cool is they also interact. So if I take Stephen Curry and I put Klay Thompson next to him, who is his Splash Brother teammate, what they will do is recognize each other, and they'll do a little pregame routine because they are the Splash Brothers. There are hidden combos and Easter eggs throughout. What's really neat is in addition to the badges I showed you, you can also earn badges by walking a certain number of steps, going to certain games and events where we're at. And what's really neat is I did a commemorative for our Kickstarter launch, and this was a mock-up, and it was signed by me. But you'll also see underneath the gold acrylic pen I used, a white signature of mine. And that's because this is authenticated. There's no way the signature can be a fraudulent signature or forged signature. And that's really big in the world of sports and gaming and all that stuff, because fraudulent pieces and forged signatures are on the rise. I don't know if any of you shop on eBay, but the prices of some of these are astronomical right now. And part of that is because people are very good at forging signatures. But now with our technology, again, under the naked eye, you don't see it, but in augmented reality, what starts to happen is you get to see all the different, and there's a glare from my fluorescent light, I think you could see, but basically what happens is, the naked eye will only pick up this signature. For example, if I took this Russell Westbrook and I put it next to this Russell Westbrook, you would see in the physical eye, they're the same, but they would actually have two different codes. So I'll show you how that looks. If I hold long press over a Flexagon, there's a Flexagon token number associated with every single one of these. So let me try to rescan that Stephen Curry that I just scanned, and I'll show you something. If I rescan this, it should say there will be an error message. Yep, see, it's already registered. So that's kind of it. So you have this interaction in augmented reality. We're trying to basically take the Star Wars 3D chess scene and bring it to life. We're really excited about the technology that's being developed, because as that technology is being developed, we can utilize that technology in more and more ways. Also in store and in arena, start taking a look for really cool promotional stuff. Like I'll show you real quick that box top that for our starter kit, that even comes to life here. You see they come out, and the detail on these models is really pretty cool, down to the muscles, although James Harden is kind of fat right now in real life, but here he's pretty cut, down to their signature animations and things like that. So, really cool stuff that we're able to do. And that's kind of it for the demo piece. I guess we'll just open it up to, or I don't know if we're doing questions now or later, but that's kind of it.
Thank you, Daniel. That was great. We'll do questions now. I think Barry's going to handle the questions.
Yes, I
did not see any during the.
Alex had one, Barry.
Oh, I see it. Can you trade flexagons after you scan to your
Yeah,
account?
absolutely. That's really a good question. So if I go back to the roster button here, I'll show you a demo of that. What I can do is a long press, and there's a deregister option here. If I hit that, it's going to double confirm if I want to deregister this. I'll just hit yes, I do. It will deregister, and you can register it to the new owner. But in the database, you'll forever be memorialized as owner number 1 or number 2 or number 3. So 100 years from now, if you're owner number 1 of a first mint Jimmy Butler, then good for you. But you know, that's the whole point is, and also the badges move along with the flexagon. So if you earn certain badges, like you walked 50,000 steps with this Jimmy Butler and you boosted him up, then that would go to the new owner as well. So yes, that it's all built for that. We also have an authentication service that we offer at Sequoia Games. So if you're buying something on eBay and you don't know who the seller is and you don't know if you trust them, you can have the seller send it to us. We will authenticate that for you for a very nominal fee, and then send that to you so you know that it's authenticated through our database.
Awesome.
Awesome. We have time for one more question, I think.
Yeah.
You might have already stated this, but Samantha asks, thanks for joining, Samantha. Is this app-based?
The app is app-based, but you do need the physical pieces to activate the augmented reality. So, you know, if you didn't have these pieces and just downloaded the app, you'll kind of just be looking at a camera with nothing on it.
Do you have plans? It's currently, the AR is currently marker based, right? Like it recognizes the board and then places the AR on top of the images that it recognizes.
Yeah, so right now it is, although we are researching other creative ways to, you know, enhance the experience. And so some of that is based on how digital images are created. Cool. So we're continually refreshing and looking at new ways to make this even a smoother and cleaner experience. Recently in an app update, we did do a refresh on the AR side, and the animations just really popped, and so it was really great. But we're constantly looking at upgrading as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Thanks, Daniel. Next up, we have Stan Larroque. He's the CEO of Lynx Mixed Reality. He's leading a team dedicated to distributing new kinds of mixed reality devices, head-mounted displays. His latest project, the Lynx R1, was recently backed on Kickstarter for close to $800,000, making it one of the leading headsets in the industry. Stan, it's awesome to have you here, and I'm excited for your demo.
Yeah, hi. Thank you very much. So it's the evening right now in Paris. Thank you for having me. I was just going to tell you that the Kickstarter is not over. There is still, I think, 24 hours left for anyone undecided. But people will be able to buy the headset after that. The price will change a bit, but you can continue to look for the headset online. For those of you who don't know what we do, we are making the first standalone mixed reality headsets, and it's right here with me. So it looks like that. This is the pre-production units we have. It's quite thin. It's a mix of a lot of technologies. It's a VR headset that can do AR, or you could say it's an AR headset that can also do VR. We are actually doing augmented reality, not like Magic Leap or HoloLens. We are using cameras at the front of the headset to do augmented reality by filming the reality with a very low latency and good colors of the environment. And that way we achieve a very much wider field of view, better color uniformity, better opacity. And I think it works well. So the best thing I can do right now is to try to make a live demo. I'm not sure it will work. I'm not used to make demos of a headset over Zoom, but I'll try to share my screen with some of the demos I have here with me. You also have to know that I will be in the US tomorrow, actually, for AWE, like Andy mentioned, in Santa Clara from Tuesday to Thursday. And then I will be also in the Bay Area for the weekend. I know this is New York augmented reality, but still, it's closer to France at least. Okay, so I'm going to try to demo you the headset now. So I have a cable that is putting what is on the display back to the computer, and yeah, let's try. Okay. So of course I have to reboot the headset. It's cool because we can flip it up like this. So we made some good work on the ergonomics of the headset. If you have any question regarding the headset, feel free to ask them in the meantime in the chat. All the specs are online or on the Kickstarter page. You should be able to find things like the frame rate or the field of view. It's a 90 degrees field of view, horizontal and vertical. It has a XR2 Qualcomm chipset inside, so it's a very powerful headset like the Quest 2 from Facebook Meta. Okay, let's go. So can you see my screen?
Yeah, I see it.
So maybe for some of you, it's going to be a bit laggy, but for me, it's really smooth. Let me know if it's laggy for you or not. But so right now, I start the experience in virtual reality, as you can see, and it's 6DoF, so I can move around, and the 3D objects are staying around, and also I have hand tracking, so it's pretty cool. It's a pretty good hand tracking. It's running on the chipsets, and now I can take the sun out, and I am in augmented reality right now. So this is the room around me that you can see on the camera, and I can put the sun here, and I can go back in virtual reality. So I hope you got it right. So I'm going to put the sun back where it belongs. And you can see that it changed the orbits of the planets around. And what's cool is that the hand tracking is also working in augmented reality as well. So that way, it's the first time where you can really interact with virtual objects that are part of your environment. So you don't need controllers, you don't need anything to set up or charge. Your hands are your controllers. They're universal, you don't forget them, I think. Can I take this one? I don't know. Maybe that one, yeah. So I think this is Saturn. And you can see that. Yeah. So yeah, that's my demo.
That was awesome, Dan.
This was all live. So this is all happening in the headset. Again, the headset is very thin. As you can see, it's like 2-finger width with a crazy optical system. And again, the 2 cameras here, the big ones are your eyes. And then we have 4 little cameras at the bottom. And the cameras that are at the bottom are for doing 6DoF, like positional tracking and hand tracking as well. So it's a very, very complicated device for such a small team. Again, we are located in Paris, but we were finally able to complete the development of that device. And right now we are working mainly on the software and how we're going to distribute content. So the hardware is finished, and we're going all the way up to the application layer where we'll make an app store, maybe with SideQuest. We're going to partner with many people in the industry, and you have to think that Lynx can be, how can I say, like a more open door to the metaverse, because you think you mainly hear about Meta, Facebook working on that, but we're also here, and we don't have the same views about data privacy and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a cool project. I will be at AWE. We are also looking, so we completed a very successful Kickstarter campaign, and we are also looking for investors and people that are interested also to work with us with the headset. So if you know anyone interested, can be in Europe, can be in the US, we don't really care. We are very open and transparent about what we do. So yeah, that's about it.
Awesome. Thank you, Stan. Throw your LinkedIn information on the chat if you can. That way people could contact you. You have a few questions that populated on the chat. The first one I want to ask you is from Aaron. He wrote that he's curious about the form factor. Why isn't there more visual and light blocking on the sides?
I actually, you can use the headset with a VR facial cover. If you want, for example, to only use virtual reality with the headset, you will be able to cover around you. I don't have one near me. Maybe Laurent, can you? Yeah, you will see that on screen in a moment. But in AR, when you put it on your head like this, I can see you from here, from my peripheral vision here, and there is no aberration with the lens we're using. So this is, merci, thank you very much, Laurent. So yeah, those are the facial, the facial VR interface you can use if you want to block lights around the headset, if you truly want to be in virtual reality. But we encourage people to use it for augmented and mixed reality. So this is why we don't communicate too much around those facial interfaces.
Awesome. Thank you, Stan. And does that clip into the headset?
Yeah, it clips like that. So you have like magnets.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's
beautiful.
really, really easy, quite convenient, and you can wash them in your washing machine.
Is that something that comes with the Kickstarter campaign, or is that sold separately?
Oh, it's there is one coming in the box, and if you order from Kickstarter, there are two coming in the box, one for glasses and one for people that don't use glasses.
Incredible. Awesome. Thank you, Aaron, for the great question. So Samantha Wolf wants to know, how immersive can VR feel if you don't block your peripheral vision? I guess that ties into the previous question. And how did you come up with that open solution?
I don't know what's the meaning of open here, but if it's about the peripheral vision, I think I answered that.
Yep.
Otherwise, if it's open around our ecosystem or something like that, this is the only way we can survive against very big companies, to be open, to leverage the open source community. So yeah.
Is there something that developers could start to work with today to start developing with your headset? Like when they get the Lynx headset from the Kickstarter, could they start tinkering around with it through Unity?
Yeah, we are finishing the OpenXR implementation of our SDK, and it should be out in December, and the first units will be shipped to early baggers and developers beginning of 2022.
Okay, amazing. So Samantha was referring to that. Sorry to go back to this. She was referring to the pass-through being. Yep. How did you come up with the pass-through solution? Why did you choose to go that route versus completely immersive VR headset?
Yeah. So you have video pass-through like what we do, and you have optical pass-through like what HoloLens and Magic Leap and all the smart glasses are doing. And we choose to go for video pass-through because it's cheaper, it's more efficient, it works better. And you can get a large field of view, you can get good colors, good opacity, very convincing holograms that you will never be able to get for the same price on the optical see-through devices. If you try HoloLens or Magic Leap, you will see that the appearance of holograms are ghost-like. They have like speckles, and they don't have a very good colors and very good contrast. And this is down to the physics of how it works. When HoloLens was out in 2015, Microsoft say, okay, the way augmented reality is going to be is optical see-through. And so everyone was doing that and is still doing it today. But we believe it's video see-through because the biggest AR company in the world right now is Apple. They have more than 1 billion AR devices out there, like iPhones and iPad. And those are video pass-through devices. They see the world through a camera. And you can see that AR with those devices is great. It's just that the field of view is not great because you're holding your smartphone like that. But one day it will be in a headset with a good field of view. And this is exactly the kind of experience we want to bring.
Awesome. Thank you, Stan. And hopefully we'll see you at AWE. Feel free to reach out to Stan on LinkedIn to continue the conversation. Really cool to see more like a demo of your device. I think that was awesome. So thanks so much for joining.
Thank you very much.
Great having you. Awesome. So last but not least, we have Ron Mertens here with us, and we're really excited to have you, Ron, with us. Ron's the CEO of Metalgrass Limited. He's been involved with the display industry since 2004 when he launched OLEDinfo.com, and the site grew to become the world's leading OLED industry portal. And Ron has been closely following the OLED micro display market since. Ron, it's such a pleasure to have you here with us.
Thank you. I hope you're hearing me okay. We don't have a lot of time, so I'll try to start. Let's see. I'm sharing my presentation. You see it?
Yep.
Yep. Cool. Okay. Yeah. So, unlike we saw some really cool AR demos. I think the Stan one and the Daniel, both of these have been quite amazing. I'm going to talk about, the hardware and mostly about the displays for AR and VR. We are mostly engaged with next generation displays like OLED and micro LEDs. So let's start. So first of all, let's define a micro display. So we are talking about very small displays, usually under 1 inch in size with very high resolution. So, think about think about a 4K TV, 1 inch module. It's obviously very high resolution and very high densities. And these displays are not meant to be looked at normally. They are used for near eye applications. So we are enlarging them using optics and, things like AR, rifle sights, or camera viewfinders. All sorts of applications use micro displays. We also see them in projection displays. So micro displays have excellent display performance, high density, fast refresh rates. And these requirements mean that production processors are unique. These displays usually are produced right directly on silicon wafers that contain the electronics to drive them, and are very different from how we make LCDs and regular displays that you have in your smartphone or TV. So today on the market, most micro displays are either LCDs, also referred to as LCOS, or liquid crystal on silicon, or DLP, which uses tiny digital mirrors to direct light. It's a Texas Instruments technology. And the newer ones are OLEDs. Now, DLP and LCD displays usually always require an external light source. They modulate the light, they do not generate it. And then OLED emits its own light. So we're going to talk about this in a minute. OLEDs are usually considered to be, the leading micro display technology for a lot of applications, if not all of them. And so that's about the current technologies. We're looking at next generation technologies. We identify micro LEDs displays as possible next generation, micro display technology. And also OLEDs are also improving. So it's a current technology, but it's also, something we're going to see getting better and better as time goes by. So what is an OLED? An OLED is an organic light emitting material, which means that you sandwich this material between two electrodes, you drive light, you drive current through it, and you get light output. It's like an LED, but it's made from organic materials. It's a very simple structure, and OLED displays are considered to be the best displays around. So you see them in smartphones. All of Apple's iPhones are using OLEDs now. In smartwatches and wearables, TVs, tablets, laptops, a lot of devices use OLEDs today. And when we look at OLED micro displays, if you compare them to other technologies, like LCOS and DLP, we're talking about an emissive display technology, so there's no need for external light. OLEDs have very high contrast and a fast refresh rate, so they provide superb image quality. And the power consumption is very good. In an OLED display, only the lit pixels emit light, which means that if you do a smart user interface, you can get very good power consumption, especially if you just light a small portion of your screen. There's also have a wide operation temperature and relatively high brightness. Of course, there are disadvantages. The main one is that OLEDs suffer from limited lifetime. So these organic materials degrade over time. And this problem also results in burn-in because different pixels degrade differently depending how you use them. And then you can see ghosting or burn-in, depending, these kind of problems. Another sort of problem with OLEDs is that it's a new technology. So prices could be higher. There are limited supply compared to LCD. That's how it goes with new technologies, but it's getting better. So here I show some sample devices that use OLED micro displays. You can see, cameras, rifle sights, all sorts of AR devices. All of these use OLED micro displays. Now here I list the leading OLED micro display makers. I don't want to go over all of these, but if you have access to this presentation and you can ask me and I'll send it to you, you can see, this list of companies. There are others, but these are the leading ones. And let's talk about what's on the market today, the performance of current displays. There's a wide selection of panels. Sizes usually range from about 0.23 inch diagonal to about 1 inch. Small displays, resolutions from VGA to 2K or even 4K. That's coming soon. Usually the larger displays will have a larger resolution, but that depends on your needs and the capability of the producer. And in terms of brightness, we see the highest the brightest OLEDs today reaching about 7,000 nits for a color display or 20,000 nits for monochrome. They keep improving their technology. Just last week, Imagine announced a 10,000 nits display. Hopefully it will be coming soon. They have a new technology. And prices can be high. Some displays can cost hundreds of dollars per unit. It depends where it's made and what you're gonna. The capabilities of the displays, but these are expensive displays. So it's not these $5 displays you can find with very cheap LCD for other applications. Micro displays are expensive. And Stan talked about expensive headsets, and micro displays are expensive when you go for AR. So let's talk about the market a little bit. If you look at VR devices like the Quest or Oculus Rift and all of these, usually they use what we call mobile displays. So these LCDs or OLEDs are quite similar to what you'll find in your mobile phone or your Apple Watch. It's about 3 inch per eye in size, and they have a bit of higher specifications compared to maybe your smartphone, but these are still displays made using the same technology. When we look at next generation VR, it's likely that we'll see at least some of the high-end models adopting OLED micro displays. When you compare the micro display to your smartphone, it's going to be smaller. So the headset is smaller, the power consumption will be much better, and the performance will be improved. So it's better, it's more challenging with optics, and it's also going to be more expensive. When we look at AR devices, these obviously need to use micro displays. They're smaller devices and higher, to provide higher requirements. We estimate that real consumer AR headsets will not appear before 3 or 5 years ahead. These will, use micro displays, probably OLEDs or either OLEDs or micro LEDs. We're going to talk about micro LEDs in the next slide. And consumer AR requires very high brightness and very low power consumption. If you look at Google Glass and think where that's heading in 5 years, we're going to need some new display technology, and we think that micro LEDs could provide the answer. And micro LED is a display that is similar to OLED, but instead of the inorganic LEDs, we use, instead of the organic LEDs used in OLEDs, we use inorganic LEDs. The same ones we use in lighting, the same LEDs, but these are extremely small LEDs. Because think about it, every sub-pixel in your display is a singulated LED. And with micro displays, these are really, really tiny pixels. The main advantage of micro LEDs over OLEDs is the longer lifetime. The inorganic LEDs perform better, and the improved brightness and efficiency. And all of these are going to be key for AR devices. We've seen OLEDs that can reach about 20,000 nits for a monochrome device. Then if you look at micro LED, today we have seen prototypes with over 5 million nits. So it's a dramatic performance boost, and AR is going to need that, especially when you go outside, you have to fight against the sun. You need this high brightness, and this high brightness also comes with much better efficiency. But micro LED is still at a very early stage. Commercial displays are not really available yet. We have some small-scale production of monochrome panels, but I think it's going to take at least 3 to 5 years before this technology really matures. So yeah, it's been, I think, rather a short lecture. A little bit about us. Metalgrass has been around, like Andy said, since 2004. We provide these emerging technology knowledge hubs. We focus on display technologies and nanomaterials. We follow OLEDs, micro LEDs, electronic paper, and other display types. And we provide, market insight, consultation, anything that relates to these industries. If you're interested in OLED micro displays, we have quite a comprehensive catalog. We believe it's the most, it's like the world's most comprehensive display catalog. You can browse different panels, and we can help to introduce you to producers and suppliers without a cost. So we work with these companies a lot, and we just help AR developers or VR developers find the displays they need. It's not so easy to find OLED and micro LED devices. So, feel free to reach me out. You can send me an email at ron@metalgrass.com. You can see my email below. Also info@metalgrass, going to get to the same address. We'll be happy to help if you need anything related to OLEDs or micro LEDs. And I think that's it. I have, maybe a couple of minutes for the questions you may have.
Thank you so much, Ron. It was great to have you. One question that we have from the audience is, what AR device do you own, or do you have any headsets that you feel are currently leading the market with their technological capabilities?
I don't actually have an AR device. I've been following technology for a long time, but I'm not a real early adopter or anything. I tried several of them. I think, even today with VR devices, you have very good quality as a first experience, but when you try to use it for a long time, it gets cumbersome. We don't actually see these micro displays used, in any real world solution yet. I did like the Epson device that they have a Movero. I hope I'm pronouncing it right, like an AR device, and I think that was quite impressive. Epson has very good technology, for the optics and the micro display. So, we'll see where they're taking that. But again, I think it's going to take about 3 to 5 years before we see really any good efforts with AR.
Do you think pass-through is a good temporary solution, and the things that we might learn from pass-through we could implement into the micro LEDs? in the future?
I think so, yeah. I mean, the challenge is the AR is like, you see all these companies like Sony, Apple, Amazon, Google, everybody's investing a lot of money into AR, and we are not there yet. And I think the challenges we're going to see in optics, in heat dissipation, in actually getting these devices to market is going to be a real challenge. We have some experts that I met with some optical experts that say that we're never going to get there. It's just it's this unsolvable problem, and I think that we're going to get there, but it's going to be a while. And in probably the next 5, maybe even 10 years, we're going to have to use these kind of solutions like pass-throughs and get niche kind of solutions for your specific problem. So it's not going to be this AR that's going to solve everything, but if you're looking at medical procedures, there's going to be a solution for that, or for whatever the need is. And, oh, sorry.
Yep. Awesome. Thank you, Ron.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that's it for the questions from the audience. But we really appreciate you joining us today. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. So we'll end in a few minutes. I just want to post a link for the Lightship event, so you can hop off this event and join the Lightship event that's happening in a few minutes. Yes, and I just got a message to post the Slack link and whatnot. So I'll do that. I'll hang around for a few minutes. Feel free to unmute yourself and talk and share anything you're working on. But I appreciate you all joining New York Augmented Reality today, and it was great having you. So thanks so much. Thank you.
Andy.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Thanks, Mary.
Thanks, Alex. Great to see you. Thank you, Aaron, for joining. Let me post the Slack link. Okay. So the Lightship event, I posted it there, so definitely check it out. Here's a link to the Slack channel. I'll put that in the meeting. And let's see here. Just sorting through some messages here. Norman, thank you so much for joining. Aaron Polka, thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it. I look up to everything you do in the industry, so I'm glad you're here.
Well, thanks. My pleasure. It's great seeing everybody.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Bye. Thank you. Awesome. Alex, how are things at Mousepack?
Good, busy. Just came out of a sprint. A lot of NDA type stuff, but hopefully it's going to be getting live next week. But we had some opportunities to do some ML.
Oh wow, very cool.
Cool hand tracking. Obviously body tracking. So some cool stuff. It's very exciting. Big brand names. So it's been cool.
That's cool. Yeah, and hopefully we can do another workshop soon. I just shared your link on the chat, so check out mousepack.com.
Yeah. I'm also I'm leading a workshop with Snapchat. They have Lens Fest coming up.
Okay, incredible.
Because of my experience with the New York AR, they saw that and they're like, "Hey, since you have led workshops, can you lead a workshop for us?" So
that is incredible. Send me the link. I would love to join. That sounds awesome.
Totally, we'll do.
Sounds so cool. Congratulations.
Thanks, man.
All right, join the Niantic event coming up now. We look forward to seeing you on November 22nd for the next New York Augmented Reality event. Have a good one.